All right, let's talk about it. Figma versus Adobe. It feels like the headline everybody's been waiting for, right? You've got two absolute giants of the design world, both rolling out these powerful new AI tools. The stage is set for this epic showdown for the future of creativity. But here's the thing. What if this whole massive showdown just isn't happening? What if the entire Figma versus Firefly debate is actually built on a huge misunderstanding of what these tools even do? Okay, we've got to dive into this, because the real story is so much more interesting than just a simple fight. So here's the bottom line, and it's actually pretty simple. These are two completely different tools, built to do two completely different jobs. We're not comparing apples to apples here. Honestly, it's more like comparing a power saw to a precision screwdriver. And this right here just nails it. This analogy is the perfect way to look at this whole thing. A carpenter would never, ever choose between a saw and a screwdriver. They need both in their toolbox to get the job done right. It's never about which one is better. The real question is, what are you actually trying to do? Okay, so let's break it down, starting with Figma AI. The keywords you really got to pay attention to here are workflow automation and accelerator. See, Figma AI isn't really about creating some gorgeous image out of thin air. It's all about making the entire process of designing a website or an app faster, smarter, and way more efficient. Think of it as your co-pilot for product design.
Now, let's switch gears and look at Adobe Firefly. You can see right away the focus is totally different. Generative AI for visual content creation. Firefly is an engine. Its whole job is to dream up brand new original images, videos, and graphics just from your text prompts. It's all about making something from nothing. It's a pure creation engine.
All right, so that's the big idea. But let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual features. This is where you'll really see how different their DNA is and how their different jobs play out in the real world.
So check out Figma AI's features, generating UI layouts from a prompt, finding components just by using a picture, automatically renaming thousands of layers, I mean, come on, and building a basic prototype with a single click. Do you see the pattern here? Every single one of these things is designed to get rid of the annoying friction in an existing design process. It's all about workflow.
This is what I find absolutely fascinating. It's about how they think. Figma AI, it gets UI design. It understands components and spacing and all the rules that go into organizing your work. But Firefly, it thinks like an artist. It understands things like light, color, composition, all the visual concepts it needs to create something that literally did not exist a second ago.
And look, if you need any more proof that Firefly is a content engine, just look at this number. 13 billion with a B images generated. That's just staggering. This is not a tool for tweaking a button. It's a global machine for making visuals on a massive scale. And yeah, its features totally back this up. Text-to-image, generative fill in Photoshop, custom vectors. It's all about creating new stuff. But, and this is huge, especially if you're a business, that last part is a game changer. Commercially safe. That means it's trained on licensed content, so you can use what it makes without worrying about getting sued. That is a massive, massive deal.
Okay, so we've seen how they work. Now for the big question. Which one should you use? Let's match the right tool to your actual job.
All right, first up, let's talk to the product people. If you're a product designer, a UX or UI designer, if you're on a product team, and you spend your days working with design systems and prototypes,
Then yeah, Figma AI is going to be your new best friend. It was literally built for your world. We're talking managing those crazy, complex design systems, killing all those repetitive tasks, and making the handoff to developers actually, smooth. This is its home turf, no question about it.
Okay, but maybe that's not you. Maybe your world is less about design systems and more about grabbing people's attention. So if you're a marketer, a graphic designer, a content creator,
then Firefly is your absolute powerhouse. This is what you'll use to crank out incredible images for social media, do some mind-blowing photo editing, generate custom illustrations, and even whip up video clips for your next campaign. It's built for visual communication and making your brand look amazing.
let's just take a second here because this table really lays it all out. Just look down the rows. Primary use, different. Workflow automation, one's a yes, one's a no. Commercial safety, huge difference. See, they're not competing. They're complementing each other's strengths.
Okay, let's pull all this together. It's time for the final verdict, and it's probably not what you were expecting. It's not about choosing one over the other. It's about building your perfect AI toolbox.
And here it is, the big takeaway.
The answer isn't or, it's and. You can see it right here. Product and UI teams, you're living in Figma AI. Marketing and brand teams, you're going to be all over Firefly. And what about big companies? Well, they're definitely going to be using both.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This analysis from Genesis Growth says it all. Almost entirely separate functions with minimal overlap. So yeah, the experts are all saying the same thing. This whole fight, it's a myth.
So what do you do with all this information? Here's a super simple action plan. 1. Pick the tool based on what you actually do every day, not on the hype. 2. Go try them. They both have free versions, so you've got nothing to lose. 3. Think about the software you already use. If your team is deep in the Adobe Creative Cloud, Firefly just makes sense. And 4, and this is non-negotiable for business, prioritize commercial safety.
At the end of the day, both Figma AI and Adobe Firefly are incredible, game-changing tools. They're not fighting each other, they're specialized allies ready to help us build amazing things. You've got the screwdriver, you've got the saw, your toolbox is ready. The only question is, what are you going to build first?